Hi, welcome to the Dirtbag Baseball Talk Show here on Kirk McNabb. As always, Dirtbags, great to be back with you for another show. And as always, I'm excited about this show and excited about my guest today. And you know what? Without further ado, let's welcome aboard with us. And so I've got all the way from Wiener Neustadt, Austria, members, founders, coach, player, part of the organization, part of the family of the Diving Ducks. So the Wiener Neustadt Diving Ducks family with me here today, all the way from Austria, about 35 minutes south of Vienna is where it's located. So great to have you with us, guys. Dirtbags, I have Martin Zoufal, Coach Luis Camargo, and Moritz Scheicher. And
thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Thanks for being on with me, guys.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure.
Yeah, always, always. So Dirtbags, you know that it's all about educating. It's all about empowering you to have the best baseball experience that you possibly can. So really what we're going to be doing today with these guys is I'm going to be just talking, and they're going to be telling their story, their vision, their segment of the Diving Ducks family and where it is. So Martin, we're going to lead off with you, buddy, and you're the general manager, you're the king, you're the quiet guy behind the scenes, you're the whole gauntlet with the Diving Ducks. So talk to us. How did the Diving Ducks come to be?
Thanks for having us, Kirk. It's a big honor, first of all. Diving Ducks Baseball is one of the brands we tried to build up in Austria some 37 years ago. And it's really funny because when we started to pick up a baseball here, there was no internet, no newspaper, no nothing, no idea about the game. And sometimes I lean back and I still wonder what came together that today we can offer a decent ball club with young players that can play with international level. And this is kind of also a little bit of a miracle to me how it all came together. There was a lot of coincidences that had to come true, and one major step by starting to build our own facility in the late 90s. And this is kind of one of the things that people in America probably not are aware. Before you even can start to play baseball over here, you have to do it all. You have to build your facility, you have to educate your kids, you bring your kids, you have to raise the level of understanding of the game. And this is kind of something that was not really possible in the late 80s. Nowadays, with MLB TV, all the shows, internet connection, it's very easy. When we started the whole thing, boy, that was kind of interesting.
I can imagine. So let's talk about when you started. How many of yous? How did it come to be? Were you just guys sitting around the pub and hey, this is kind of a neat game, let's try this game? How did it come?
Actually, it was a coffee house, like a Viennese coffee house, one of the two that we had in that time in the city of Wiener Neustadt. And it came as a recreational tryout for Sundays, and nobody wanted to play soccer or do the usual stuff. They wanted to do something fancy, new, different, whatever. And somehow baseball was found. And then people came together. One guy spent a season in America for student exchange, had a glove, and all of a sudden the whole younger group of people found themselves on a little porch, I would say. It's not even a field. And then we played around with the balls, and it was fun, and we had absolutely no clue. And I don't know what happened that ever since, some 30 years later, we can enjoy baseball, let's say, at college league level. Here we have kids that really learn the mechanics, the techniques, everything from people that understand. It's obviously not me, because when I look back at videos, how I was throwing, boy, this was interesting.
For sure. So talk, and obviously, like any great club anywhere in the world, whether it's baseball, football, soccer, hockey, it doesn't matter the sport. It takes a collection of great people to build something great, right? So the Ducks, Diving Ducks, how does that name come to be? There's got to be a story behind that.
Oh, yeah. It all came out of a kind of a a local band. It was a blues band, the Backdoor Blues Band. That was the band to go in that time, and they kind of were sick and tired of only rehearsing, drinking beer, and having performances. So they wanted to do something actively, and then baseball came along, and then you need to form a club, and you need the name and the colors and everything. And since people were very keen on their style and the names, it was not an easy task to find a name. But there is one of the oldest blues songs, or an old blues song, and it's called "If the River Was Whiskey, I'd Want to Be a Diving Duck." So everybody could agree on this, and it's still the name, and it's maybe a little bit different meaning. Blues now it's more diving into bases, or we found that animals are a good logo thing to have with baseball, the tigers, and we tried to copy the Cardinals and stuff like this. So we came up with the Ducks.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Love it. So you go and you're 35 years down the road. This past year, this past summer, you titled your stadium and the Diving Ducks in the community of Wiener Neustadt Baseball City. That's
Well,
super cool in its own right. But
Baseball City is one of the things that I have to mention. My old mentor in baseball, Larry Smith, by the time he came in the late 90s and 0 years, it wasn't even close to what we are offering right now, but he already seen something, and he always kept telling me, Martin, this city has the makeup to be a baseball city. This has the right size, it has the right amount of pupils. People have a tendency to look into something new. Wiener Neustadt means Neustadt. That's also in the name. So they're interested in getting involved with something new. So that was great. And he was right. I personally didn't really understand what he meant in those 20 years ago, but he has seen it already before it even happened.
Fantastic. Fantastic. And then to finalize with yourself is last year you were lucky enough to be the host of the U23 European Championships on your home field.
Yes, and this is kind of going every year, try to add something new. We also participate in the development of the European baseball. We are aware of the situation that baseball is not enough seen in Europe, and we wanted to have really well broadcasted games. We invested a lot of knowledge and connections and network and money into the broadcast of the games. And I think ever since we were very visible, and people do not ask in the baseball community who is the Diving Ducks. Now they know we can host bigger things, and this is an honor firsthand. And also, it's one thing that we really accomplished. And I want to mention that we had about 100 volunteers, mostly kids from the system and junior players that spent an entire week, left everything out there. Everything was done more in a family action. But still, I think every baseball player had a good chance to enjoy baseball for a week in our beautiful city.
Fantastic. What a great experience for sure. There's no question. I was able to watch it on time. Some of my former players in France, they were over there competing for Team France on that. And it was an exceptional tournament and a quality program all the way through. So congratulations on that accomplishment. And before I move along to Coach Camargo on that, the other great thing for the Ducks in the 35 years since the conception came to be or whatever, 2021 and 2023, you were Austrian champions.
It took quite a while, and this is also to be explained because for so many people that give everything in the club, nobody ever really wanted to buy a short-term victory. Everybody who was living there, coaches, families, trainers, parents, mostly were interested in building something up. And if you see our complex, where was a garbage place before, we had to handpick rocks to even cultivate a grass area. But people did. We had a lot of people leaving because they didn't want to do this. They wanted to play and get a championship, what is very understandable. But there was always a lot of people within the club that took the chance to more or less invest into the future for their kids. And since 2021, and Luis knows exactly what I'm talking about, that was the first year he was on board, we had enough homegrown buddies that could have a chance. And in the beginning of the season, didn't look like, but with really great coaching, we managed to win the first championship after 33 years of being. And yeah, I had a fallback year in 22 for several reasons. Wasn't a good season, but now 23 we came back and we had a proof of concept, so to say. And we are really happy that our prospects, our own players, our own youth from Wiener Neustadt plays the biggest role in all that.
Yes, there's nothing better than a homegrown group of kids being able to accomplish championships and successful seasons. There's no question. So, Coach Camargo, little background on you. You're from Brazil, man. How does a Brazilian ball player end up landing in Wiener Neustadt, Austria?
Well, how much time we have for this podcast? Well, man, it's a very nice story, let's say, because when I went up in Austria in the beginning, a lot of people know the story. I thought it was Australia. And then but then I went up in Austria, and I was in the BBL too, in the second league, in the Tyrol area. Then after I met the guys from the Ducks, then I end up here with people that really want. I saw that how much they were working hard, and I say that on these 3 years that we worked together, my work works, but I'm lucky because I had a lot of players that are really committed to do it. Young guys that really love the game, people around that love the game, that just like Martin said, a lot of people working around, it's not just about me, it's about what people is doing around me that was really helping me to accomplish our goals, let's say. And everybody that worked before me somehow leaves something that when I got here, I just did some adjustments on the players, and then I think we are getting successful because of that, and they believe on my, let's say, coaching style, let's say, and since then we are improving, and we are trying to improve not every year but every day, every practice. So I think this is the key of our success, because the players, after 3 years, okay, we won 2 championships, the second year, even if it was a bad year, we finished in 3rd place. We lost in the playoffs, in the semifinals. And how fun is that? We're saying that was a bad season when we finished 3rd place. This is, we are getting, how can I say, we don't accept less than good, than very good now. And this is the most important thing, I think, is like Martin said, not just about on the field. I think the Diving Ducks, how can I say this? When I got here, they put us on 5% that we're going to win the championship my first year. So we were in the underdogs. And now we're not the underdogs anymore. And I think this is really, really important that people understands that. And that's how our work can continue. And it's a pleasure to work with the guys. And they are young. They're still young. But every year is passing now, they understand even better. But of course, as the one that we are not professionals, we always have little issues. Or the matura in English is also matura. How is that?
Yeah.
Matura. And then when it's not matura, is university. When it's not university, is work on the side. And we need to put all together. But like I said, is being good people and being good players, we always finding solutions and fill up the holes somehow, and the road is getting clean every time.
For sure. Let me ask you now. So somebody outside's watching this show and this program, Luis, Coach. what type of a player are you looking for? Obviously, Martin hit on it, and you validated it and said you already have a great core of Austrian players and stuff like that. But every great team and the way the baseball world works, myself, you included, whether you're coming to Canada or going to Europe or going to Austria in this case, or Brazil or wherever, what kind of a player are you looking for? If somebody was interested in coming to be a part of the Diving Ducks, what kind of a player does Coach Camargo look for?
That's you just said, a guy that want to be part of the Diving Ducks. A guy that come here is kind of, I don't want a superstar. He will be the superstar being together with the team. That's my superstar. The guy that really works for the team, the guy that understands what we are doing here in Wiener Neustadt. Because here, when you finish, you need to prepare the field to play. You need to clean the field. Everybody do everything. So for me, the player is a superstar when he understands this process, that he needs to take care of the field. He needs to take care of the weeds. You know, he needs to go collecting foul balls that we hit, because it's all connected. As the moment that player understands how we work together inside and off, in and off the field, this is the type of player that I'm looking for. Of course, a good player is also a good person. This is, I think, this is connected, and that's the way that that's the kind of player that I love to coach, and I'm always looking for.
Yeah, no question. I mean, a lot of people would say you're an old school coach when you start talking about those qualities and those characteristics in players and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, you're either a baseball person or you're not a baseball person. That's the way I look at it, and the way you've explained it, and the little bit I've gotten to know you over the last few months. You know, I love your energy. I love your vision. I love your common sense, and obviously, more important than me is your players obviously do it. You got 2 championships in 3 years, and I know we're not going to talk today about a little bit of why 2022 didn't work for you or whatever and that, but irrespective of that, I can see now and I can feel from your energy and just the way you talk why the players will come out and play for you for sure. So speaking of one of those players right now, we got Moritz Scheicher. So Moritz, I think it's really important for my audience, for sure, whatever and that. But another, again, players that are looking to maybe come in and join in and being a part of the Diving Ducks family and stuff like that. You're a player that has grown up through the Diving Ducks family. You're now on the BBL team, top team, that championship team that we spoke of. You've been a member, I think, of the Austrian national program over the years. And you're also giving back. You're helping coach the youth. You're helping to, Martin, evolve the Ducks into the next generation of wherever that may be and whatever that goes to. So what is it about being a Diving Duck that means so much to you?
Yeah, it's funny when Martin started talking that when the Ducks started, I realized that I'm now part of the Ducks in my 20th season. So I started playing in 2004, and it has been quite a ride. I think being a Duck just means that it just does not stop on the field. It's the same thing Louis said, and also Martin said. We train together, we play together, but you're spending so much time together because you have to drive to your games. Because if we're a group of 18 players, they become kind of your best friend, and you have to celebrate 18 birthdays a year. And it just becomes such a regularity. If you train 4 to 5 times a week, if you play 1 to 2 times a week, if you then also spend your free time together. And if this goes on into the 2nd generation, sometimes the 3rd generation now, this is just something special. And those people that stick around know exactly what we mean when we talk about Ducks family and our spirit. It's something you need to experience, and it's something that just doesn't evolve over 1 or 2 years, but it has to be earned over several years. And I think because we come from such a place of hardship, where we had to collect the stones out of the infield, because as Martin said, we were a garbage place just 30 years ago. And this puts you, the team, the club, all people together because you built this together. And it's the same thing with the championship. It wasn't just 16, 17 people that earned this, but it's all the people that put in the work before you that earned this. All the coaches that coached you over, for instance, Martin. Martin coached me when I was an under 15 player. And then I also fortunately got some other coaches as well. So we won the championship. But so it's also the accomplishment of those people who put in the work in the years before. And I think this defines what being a Duck really means.
Yeah, there's no question. I feel the energy just talking with all three of you and stuff like that. I won't be part of the family for sure. But so you're at a stage, you're not only playing for Coach Camargo and stuff like that, you got that balance. And again, Dirtbags, just so you understand, you're 25 years old, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
Moritz isn't like 35, 40, 50 years old. He's a 25-year-old kid. And I say kid with all due respect because I still want you to be a player and love this game like we all do and stuff like that. But you're not only playing at the top level for him and a little bit of national when time and work allows you to do that type of stuff, you've started giving back. You've started coaching and working with the development of the youth program. What does that mean to you to give back to the Diving Ducks in that way?
Yes. So as I said, my main motivation in all this is I'm still a player. I want to be the kid that plays and also play for Luis and the BBL team. But I also want to provide the opportunity to experience all the great things that I've experienced in my youth days to all the kids that are now growing up. So we had the opportunity to go to different countries at a very young age. We were able to play internationally. We played in the States or in Japan, Mexico, wherever. And I just think that every kid in Wiener Neustadt should have the opportunity to do this. And being a Duck also means that it is kind of expected that you do these things. So almost all of our players in some form give back. Most of them are coaches. Some of them are even head coaches of youth teams. Others are teachers that teach baseball in schools. Others are just working the fields during the week. So it's really a community of where you play, but you also have to do something in order the club can operate, because it's all based on volunteering. There is not too much money involved. It's not professional, and everyone knows that. And without the commitment of all our players and club members, this would not be possible. And we created a culture where everyone chips in, and everyone knows that without the work, it will stay a dream and does not become reality.
And growing off of that, I think the Scheicher family alone validates family of the Diving Ducks. I believe your dad is the president of the club right now.
Yes.
You had a sister that played on the softball side with the Chicklets. Or did she play baseball?
So basically our family history is very much linked to this club. So I started 20 years ago when my two cousins that played for Martin brought me to the club. My uncle was president. Then my dad became president 2 years ago. My two brothers played. My sister played. My cousins played. So we kind of are very linked to this club. And as we said, in Wiener Neustadt, there is plenty of sports offering, but those who start playing baseball stick with it. And for us it has been kind of our home turf as a family, and it's very nice to see all of them come to games, watch us play. I mean, my brother and I are the only ones left that play kind of professionally, so first team. And but we have many of these families actually. So mostly it's not only one person coming to the club, but it's an assistant, the brother, and then somehow the parents get involved. And this is also why we are strong, I think, because we just integrate complete families from the youngest son to the mother, and this is just very nice to see.
Yeah, there's no question about it for sure. I mean, Coach Camargo, I mean, having this kind of support around you and love of the game, but love of family around you or whatever has to make your job exciting to wake up in the morning, exciting to be a part of it, but definitely a lot easier where you can then just be able to focus on doing your job, and that's being a coach and being able to develop these young players and young men to the best of their ability.
Exactly. This is have no question. I think that's why the Diving Ducks, we are getting stronger and stronger. Like when I was in the first 1 month ago, we were at this convention. When I was on the convention, I was on my speech there, and that's one of the things that I mentioned for them. If they want to be a big club, they need to put the people together. The people need to understand what is happening. People need to understand what Martin is doing behind the scenes. People understand how much more work it on that under 23. He was kind of I don't know how much time he got sleep on that week, because he was kind of maybe sleeping 4 hours per night on that week. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mo, but that's the way that I saw it. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, so and as a coach, as the moment that I know when we are at the field, I know how much they are giving to me. They're giving more than 100% for sure. And when you see what they're doing on that kind of stuff, all the players, if I cannot be there, but I can cover you, and this is always going to bring good things on the baseball game as well.
Yeah.
Because how much baseball is related to life.
For sure.
And in the end, if we are creating this with baseball, so we're not just creating good ball players, we're creating better persons. So, and this is one of the biggest goals for us, for coaches. Like you said, it's old school coach, but what is old school coach? So I think we are coaches. I think we are real coaches. Doesn't matter if you're old or old. I don't know what the word to use, but I think we are real coaches that love the game and love to build better human beings.
Absolutely.
With the game.
Love it, brother, man. Love it for sure. No question about it. So, Martin, you built something really special here. And I know you weren't alone in building it and stuff like that, but it's just a good feel. So Dirtbags, man, if you're looking for a program, you're looking for a team to be a part of or explore and see if there's an opportunity for you out there and stuff like that, whether it be 2024, 2025, maybe down the road, you're a parent of a young player out there watching this episode, you know what? How can they get in touch with you, Martin, or how can they get in touch with the Diving Ducks if they want to find out more about your program, maybe pick up piece of the Diving Ducks family? How could they contact you?
Well, we're visible over the internet, divingducks.com. As all the clubs, we struggle with all the topics, so the website is not the most actual, but we have the social media, Instagram, also Facebook still is up. And if you want to find us, you find us, I would say. And on the other end, one of the things I really want to throw out is every American or Northern American or baseball person, not even Asian or Australian people, when they come to Ducks Field, it's not that they get a copy of what they got home. They get something similar, but what we are really very proud of is somehow we started to generate something authentic, something that can be European baseball. And in my belief, this is one of the missing links in the whole baseball scene in Europe, that we are not looking too much to the left and to the right. We're going to concentrate on what we can provide. And just to finish off, because this year was a great year for our neighbors, the Czech Republic, that got world famous for sending electricians and bakers to Tokyo Dome to play against Samurai baseball. And I'm really, really very happy that Lewis is also invited for this next trip for Team Europe. And I think Team Europe, European baseball, if it all comes across, this is what I think we have to look forward to being more and more. an own identity, authentic, not a copy of, I don't know, American baseball, not a copy of Japanese, Korean. We tried that all. It was all fun, but basically we went the best when we were thinking what we can do for ourselves. And I think this needs to happen more in Europe. And if we are one of the clubs that start doing this, I'm very happy. But you have to have the means, you have to have the fields. We are very happy that we have two fully illuminated fields now, and we're still not having enough capacity, so the building process is not over. But this is all where things come across. When you want to build something up, you have to build first and then celebrate. And this is really great because we had a great celebration. I see the picture as a background for Luis. Yeah. That's how it looks like when we finally start celebrating.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dirtbags, just so you know what Martin was talking about there for Coach Camargo, and a great accomplishment. I believe it's March 6th and 7th, maybe you're going on that journey, Coach, and you were selected as one of the coaching staff of Team Europe, as Martin said, for the Global Baseball Games, and I believe it's in Japan.
Yes, we'll be next March. We're gonna fly there. We're gonna have a 3 or 4 days practice, and then we're gonna have 2 games against Samurai Japan. So I get invited to be one of the coaching staff. I will be more in the bullpen area and with the pitching coaches, and of course I will be the coach that throw BP, hitting fungos. Even also, I don't care if I need to catch some bullpens. I'll be very glad to do that. So I think it's a good opportunity, like Martin said. Like you work so hard. You work for the love of this game. We love this game. We this game is everything for us, like you said. And when you have your work getting recognized for Team Europe, let's say, to be part of the best coaches in the whole continent, I think this is for me is a big pleasure. And as a Brazilian, Italian coach representative, the Ducks representing, this is going to be an honor for me, and I will do my best as a coach, as I always was doing as a player, because I'm so exciting. I also going to the gym to get it ready for this. It's kind of it's so exciting for me but this is only going to bring good things, and I think it's going to bring good things for not just for the Ducks, but also for baseball Austria, for everybody that's involved surrounding this thing. So let's see. I hope everything is going well, and I'm really excited about this. Yes.
Fantastic, man. We wish you nothing but the best of luck on that journey for sure. So, gentlemen, I can't thank you enough for being on the show with me today. I love what you're doing with the Diving Ducks. I love your vision. I love your personalities. I love what you're doing for the game of baseball. And that's always my biggest thing, whatever we do and whenever I meet with people and that and try to share their stories is how are we paying this great game forward? Because it's been great to us all. And it sounds like you're doing a phenomenal job. And I can't wait to be a part of it and find out more about it and just grow. And I love it. So if you're a dirtbag out there and you're looking for a European experience, a baseball experience, a different baseball experience, like Martin said and Coach Camargo said, and even going off of what Moritz has been a part of since 2004, I believe you said, Moritz. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you reach out to these guys for sure and see about taking that journey? And if you're a softball player as well, it's not just baseball. You can go for softball as well. And so we highly promote it. So unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this show or whatever. And that. So again, guys, I can't thank you enough for being on with me. Continue to grow, continue to nothing but the best of success moving forward. I know it's going to be incredible for you because you're the right mindset, you're the right people. So thank you for being on with me.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, Kirk.
Appreciate it. So Dirtbags, if you want to be on a show, reach out to me, Kirk at dirtbagbaseballnation.com. Happy to have you on. You want to be a sponsor, you want to get a product or promotion out there, hey, by all means, reach out to me. That's what we're here for. That's what it's all about. You don't always hear what you need to hear. You're going to hear you don't always hear what you want to hear. you're going to hear what you need to hear. And that's why it's truth, it's honesty, and just working with people like this. That's what it's all about. So until next time, dirtbags, it's time to get up, get after it, and get dirty.